said one of the things is back ordered. I think it was like in Spark's access.
Really? That's not good. But you have a 2-week free trial. So hopefully after 2 weeks, they will get you the access card. So it looks like you guys purchased the correct things. Today I got the email from our student. Apparently, she bought the material for Bio 111, the majors class. So if you are in Schedule Builder, you are seeing this class, right? Just go into the book information, which is highlighted here, and it will take you to this window. And you only need the first 2 items. In Spark Science Courseware, that's for BioBeyond, and then the virtual lab, that's for Connect Virtual Labs. Very good. Next one, I want to mention real quick how to access BioBeyond. So once you are in Blackboard, go to coursework. There's a navigation panel on the left. So go to coursework and you will see the BioBeyond link on the very top. So you will see BioBeyond Spring 20. So just click on that link and it will take you to BioBeyond. All right, next. This is kind of important. I need you to sign up for a Loom account for education. And that's because if you read the syllabus, you will see we have a few oral presentation videos for this semester. And in order to record your presentation, you need a software, right, to record both your face and your screen. And so far, Loom is our best option. So you need to install Loom desktop or install a Google Chrome extension to your browser so that you can use Loom. Now, previously, once you have a Loom account, you can record as long as you want. But last semester, the company changed their policy. So if you just have a regular account now, you can only record up to 5 minutes. And that not be enough for making your presentation. But luckily, they have accounts for educators, students, teachers. And with that special kind of education account, you can record as long as you want. So in preparation for the oral presentation videos, I need you guys to go to this link. I will post it on Blackboard. Actually, I've already posted on Blackboard, and I'll show you where to find it in a second. So go to this link and request a Loom for Education account. The thing is, once you submit your request, it's going to take a few days, up to a week, to get approved. So you need to do it early, at least a week before you work on the presentation. Any questions on that?
When we're signing up for the account, do we use our regular student email?
That's a very good question. Yes, you have to use your CPCC email because they will verify that this is an email account associated with a college, a university, or a school. So you have to use your email, CPCC email that has, the cpcc.edu in the end. Don't use your Gmail or Hotmail, any personal email. That's not gonna get approved. Good question.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Are we only allowed to use Loom? Like, for example, I have this big projector screen and I can stand beside it and just record me actually presenting my presentation. Or do you want us to use Loom for sure?
That's interesting. I didn't know you had that kind of equipment. As long as I can read the text that you project, that's fine. Does that answer your question?
Yes, yeah. Thank you.
Because some people have done that before. They use their cell phone to record the computer and themselves, but the cell phone was like very far from the computer. So although I can see their face, I couldn't read the text on their PowerPoint slides. But if you have something that's kind of fancy,
yeah, it's this monitor we have in our house.
Oh, nice. I look forward to seeing that. Okay. All right. Any other questions about Loom accounts?
So if we're using Loom, do we upload the video from Loom to Blackboard, or is it posted onto the Loom website?
That's a very good question. So I'm going to show you what it looks like because I think I have. Oh no, I just closed it. Here, I'll show you guys real quick. So I have a Loom extension installed here. So when I'm ready to record something, I just click on the extension. And then it's going to ask me to record, screen and camera, or screen only, or camera only. Usually when you make your oral presentation, you need to record both the screen and the camera. For now, I'm just going to do screen only for just kind of demonstration purposes. All right, and then you can see I'm using my regular account, so there is a 5-minute limit. But once you get your special kind of education account, you should be able to record as long as you want. All right, now I'm gonna click on that. So it's gonna ask me which screen I want to record. So I'm just gonna choose this one, and it gives you a countdown. Okay, all right, now you can record. And when you're done, you're gonna come down here, see that green button, right, with the check mark. When you hover your mouse over it, it says finish recording. So when you're done and you're happy with your recording, you just click on the finish recording, and it's gonna take you to the Loom website. Video is going to be here, and it usually takes which is kind of new and really cool. All right, now on the upper right corner, you will see copy public link. So you do not need to upload any video, like the entire file, to Blackboard.
Okay, so we submit like a link?
That link. Yeah, you only need to submit the link, because I'm going to click on the link to watch your video. So your video is stored on Loom web, so it doesn't take any space, on your computer, which is another nice feature.
Okay, thank you.
Any questions? So I've already copied the link, right? So you can go here. I'll finish this so you know what it looks like. So let's say this is our presentation folder. Let's say now you're ready to submit your video. So go to first video presentation link. So click on the link to submit your Loom video. For now. Get in there. Okay. All right. Now you can see this is the submission information, right? So you can write the submission, or you can browse your computer and submit something from your computer. Since you only need to submit the link, we only need to go here, write a submission, and then you can just, paste, which is Control V, the link. And then you're ready. You can just submit the link. That's all you need to do.
Okay, that seems easy. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, that's really easy. That's why I love Loom. All right, I'm gonna cancel it because I'm not actually submitting this. All right. Okay, now let's move on to Blackboard navigation. So let me go back to Blackboard. The most, or the tabs that you're gonna use most often are going to be this coursework, which includes all the information about lecture, right? So for pretty much all the sciences classes here at CP, we have two kind of components for each class, lecture and lab. So coursework has all the information about the lecture, and then all the lab materials are going to be in this lab work folder. So let's look at lecture material. The BioBeyond link is on the top, right? So you just need to click on this to go to BioBeyond. And the first time you click on the link, it's going to show a few options for you. So you can sign up for a free 2-week trial, or you can purchase it right away with your credit card, your debit card information. That's when you know that you're going to pay out of your own pocket. You're not going to use financial aid. So you're going to see those options. And I'll let you guys try that link later. I want to make sure everybody can access it, okay? And this is EVA. Make sure you can complete the EVA. It's a really kind of short quiz with just some multiple choice questions about the syllabus. And you can just read the syllabus and get all the questions right. So this should be kind of easy points to get. You have unlimited attempts. You can try it 10 times if you want until you get all the questions right and you get all the points. So EVA is due on January 22nd, and everybody must complete EVA. If you don't, we have to treat you as never attended this class. Okay. This is about how to use WebEx to join office hours. It seems simple enough, right? You just need to go to the navigation bar on the left and then just click on the WebEx virtual office hours, and that will take you to my meeting room, like what we're doing now. Next folder is about oral presentations. So I put a few things in here besides the 4 presentations. So you're going to see those 4 at the bottom. I may have to change one of them. I'm not sure yet. I try to make them kind of about topics that are related to our real life. So if you look at the 4 presentations right now, 3 of them are about COVID, about the importance of wearing a mask, and also some kind of scientific background about vaccines. So that's what the oral presentations are about. They replace exams and quizzes, which is good news, right? If you look at the syllabus, you probably noticed that I don't have any, lecture exams or quizzes. Because of the nature of this class, this is for non-majors, right? So I want you to kind of learn the background about science, about biology for fun. You don't feel pressured, because you have to, complete some exams and pass the exam. So that's why I want to use these oral presentations to replace those exams. From these oral presentations, I can really see whether you learn anything about biology or not. And then you can do this for fun, right? Because it's related to our real life. So it's always kind of interesting, right? To learn, to study, and to present this information. This is a link to sign up for a Loom Education account. So you can just click on the link and it will take you to that website. This is a short video that has about, I think, 4 or 5 clips of previous student presentations. So you can see what they did well, right? And you can follow their examples. After that is the kind of sort of a rubric for how the video presentations will be evaluated. So you can see the different categories, right? And then the points assigned to each category. Most important is the accuracy of the signs. So you really need to do some homework, right? Get the signs correct and then present them very accurately and correctly. So you can read this rubric and let me know if you have any questions. Okay. All right, so that's the folder for our presentations. Any questions? Are we good? Okay. All right, after that, it's the critical core signature assignment for Bio 110, but we are not going to do this until we get to the second to last unit of BioBeyond, because this signature assignment is linked to one of the BioBeyond units. So there is no need to worry about the signature assignment now. Once we get close, I will give you a heads up and I'll give you instructions on how to complete this signature assignment. All right, so now you can just forget about it, not to worry about it. And then we just have some unit folders that are kind of linked to BioBeyond units. So each unit will have some basic information about what you will learn from this particular BioBeyond unit. And there might be some supplemental materials in this folder, but normally you do not need to look at the information in this folder. Let me repeat. Normally, if you complete the BioBeyond, okay, you don't have any questions, and you understand everything, you do not need to look at the information in these unit folders. This is really just supplemental information to kind of just tell you what you are going to learn in BioBeyond. But once you start the unit, you go through the lessons, you go through the material, you kind of know what you're dealing with, right? So there's really no need to spend time on these unit folders. Unless you want to get some extra background information, then feel free. If not, then don't worry about these folders. Any questions? We're all good? Okay, so right now there should be 7 folders. I'm only showing 4. I might just make them unavailable so that people are not going to be confused by the information in these folders, because each folder does have reading guides, like here. And some students previously, asked me if they needed to complete the reading guides, and the answer is no. I do not request completion of these reading guides. All right, I try to make things as easy as possible for you guys, because I know the online learning can be difficult. So try to simplify things for everybody. All right, any questions so far? Okay, now
I have a question. Sorry. About BioBeyond, is it like videos, or like is it like reading and then like we answer the questions, or how does it work?
That's a good question. So it's an online course where it's almost like when you are reading like an ebook on a Kindle or something, like an e-reader. It's in the format almost like pages or kind of slides. So on the first page, you read some background information, right? And there might be questions on each page that's based on the information that you just read. So you're going to answer those questions. Sometimes it's a short answer questions where you just type your answers in the box. Sometimes it's multiple choice questions. And so you just go through each page, right? And then once you are at the end, then you're done with that lesson. There are no quizzes, no exams after each lesson. It's just as you read through, answer the questions, and then you're done.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. All right, now that's the lecture material. So before I move on to the lab, any questions? All good? Okay, now let's look at the lab. I have a lab tab open right here. Okay, if you decide to buy Connect virtual lab access with your own money, you can just click on any of the virtual lab links in these lab folders. But the easiest one is probably just going to go to week 1, right? So you go to week 1 that has 2 topics. First is a virtual lab tutorial. So it kind of walks you through how to complete labs in Connect, so that you know how to do each virtual lab. And then you're going to come down here to complete the second topic for this week, which is lab safety. So I'm going to use lab safety as an example. So for each lab, you will see some virtual labs. So they're in this kind of right icon with a with a beaker or flask in there. So that's a virtual labs. So you need to click on the link and then complete each virtual lab. Each virtual lab is worth of 20 points. All right. Now, after you're done with the virtual labs, you have all the background information. Now you're ready to complete the quiz. So it will say lab safety quiz, and each quiz is worth of 100 points. Okay, so you can, if you let's say you have some emergency or something, and you kind of didn't get to complete these virtual labs and quizzes for that particular week, I do accept the late submissions. So you always have some time to come back, and complete them. But there is a point reduction. I believe it's 10% for the lab safety quiz. So the earliest you can complete them, it would be the best, so you don't lose too many points. Any questions?
I have a question again. If I already have a Connect student account with another class at CPCC, do I have to make a new one or just keep that same one?
That's another good question. Which class was that?
It was for accounting. I had it last semester.
Okay, I'm not sure if you can use one Connect account to complete different courses. So you can definitely try to see if it lets you do the lab. If it does, that's great. If not, I'm afraid you have to buy a new access code. So what you
Yeah,
can
I have the access code already, the Connect one, so I just didn't know if we just had to enter in the code and like keep our same student account.
You can keep the same student account.
Okay, thank you. I was making sure.
I see. Yeah, thank you for answering that question.
Okay.
I think yes, you can keep your account. But you know that access code doesn't work for a biology class. Oh no, never mind. I think you meant you already bought the access code for this course, right? You just didn't know whether you could use the same username.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
account
yeah.
information. Gotcha. All right. Any other questions about Connect Virtual Labs? All right. Okay. Good deal. That's pretty much for the lab. So we have, about 16 weeks of lab. So that's pretty much it. If at any point the lab material or the quiz questions are too hard for you, let me know. We can set up a WebEx meeting, or you can come to the office hours, twice a week, and I can help you with those questions. I understand this is not major class, so some of the questions may be a little bit too difficult. So feel free to ask me if you're kind of struggling with the questions. Okay. All right, guys, that's Blackboard navigation. Now you know where to find things. Okay. I think the first page is pretty straightforward, right? So those are the things you need to buy, and make sure you complete EVA by January 22nd. This is the important part. So this is how your grade is determined. Right? 60% is from BioBeyond assignments. So this is how important BioBeyond is. I can't stress how important it is. 60%, that's your passing grade, right? If you don't do anything, you just complete BioBeyond and you get 4 points for each unit, you can pass the class. So, if you have to miss any assignments, don't miss BioBeyond, miss something else, just because the BioBeyond weighs so much in your overall grade. 30% is from classwork, so that's 25% from the lab and the 5% for other assignments. So we have presentations, right? And I also have, no, that's it. The add puzzle assignments will be counted as a BioBeyond assignment. All right, and then that's 90%, right? So the last 10% comes from that signature assignment. So that's this is what we call that signature assignment, PSLO Blue Planet assignment. So this accounts for 10%. And it has 2 components, which I will talk about when we get close to the critical core assignment. So total is 100. And this is the grading scale. Normally, grades will not be rounded up at the end. So just do your best to get as many points as you can throughout the semester, so you don't have to, regret at the end of the semester. Census date, you guys are already here, so you're good. If a student doesn't attend the class during the census date, which is, up until January 22nd, the student will be complete or will be considered as never attended. But you guys are here, so you're good. Stop attending. This is important. If you miss 2 weeks of class, 2 consecutive weeks, per college policy, I have to mark you as stop attending. Unless you email me, you reach out to me and let me know what happens, right? Maybe you have emergencies, maybe you have, something else that prevents you from attending the class. But again, if you know that you're going to miss classes for 2 weeks, please contact me so I do not mark you as stop attending. When that happens, you're going to be dropped from this class. You cannot access any class material on Blackboard. So it's important that you contact me again if you know you're going to miss class for 2 weeks. Any questions on that?
Our attendance is being marked by the BioBeyond.
That's a good question. Good question. Not just BioBeyond, but any assignments you do through Blackboard. So that includes, all the lab assignments, virtual labs, lab quizzes, BioBeyond, other assignments like the presentations. For example, you submit the Loom video link, that counts as attendance. So anytime you submit something, you complete something in Blackboard, that counts as your attendance. Good question.
Okay.
Yeah, this is another kind of important point, right? So like I said, only if you complete something in BioBeyond, or not BioBeyond, but Blackboard, right? Only if you do something in Blackboard, that counts as your attendance. If you do something outside Blackboard, like if you email me, right? That does not count as your attendance. Everything has to be through Blackboard. And this is something that I couldn't really manipulate or change. And that's because the attendance system is linked to Blackboard. So when the student does something in Blackboard, it's automatically transferred to the attendance system, and you are automatically marked as attending the class. So you can imagine, right, if you email me, there's no activity in Blackboard. So that does not count as your attendance. So you have to complete some coursework in Blackboard. Okay, any questions? You guys asked a lot of good questions. Okay, now makeup work, missed assignments, late work. So I allow 1 week after the due date for BioBeyond lessons. So once the due date has passed, you can still complete BioBeyond lessons, but as a kind of penalty, right? Because I have to be fair to all the students in the class. So to be fair, there is a penalty, and you can earn only 60% of the credit. But it's still better than 0, right? So if you miss the deadline, don't worry about it. Go into BioBeyond, just finish the lessons within 1 week. And you will earn partial credit. But you have to submit official email requests to me, because if you don't do any work in BioBeyond, I do not get a notification. BioBeyond does not send anything to me letting me know that, let's say, Jessica didn't complete the BioBeyond. So that's just kind of the reality, right? I don't get any notifications. So if you want to complete BioBeyond lessons for partial credit, right, because because it's already past the due date, you need to email me and let me know that you want to complete the lessons late to earn partial credit. And once I receive your email, I will go into BioBeyond and then manually open that unit or some lessons in that unit for you. And then you will have access to those BioBeyond lessons to complete them. Any questions on that? So just to recap, if you missed the BioBeyond due date, don't worry about it too much. You still have another week to complete those lessons for 60% of the credit. But you have to email me so that I can manually open those lessons for you. Because after the due date, those lessons will be closed. So I have to go in and open them for you. All right, now after the 1 week extension period, the lessons cannot be opened, and I will not accept late assignments. Okay, so you have about 1 week to finish the lessons. If you want to get partial credit. All right, for other assignments, there is a 10% point reduction per day, and that's per business day. I will not count, Saturdays and Sundays, so only business day. So 10% reduction for each business day after the due date. and I'll take a maximum of 50% reduction. So as long as you complete them, you can still earn half of the credit. I won't take off more than 50%. But the last day to submit a late assignment is April 30th. After that, there's a 1 week buffer where I will grade all the late assignments, and then we're gonna have our final week where you complete the final assignments and the class is over. So I need all late assignments to be turned in by the end of April 30th. Okay, any questions? We're all good? Okay, like I said, you can stop me anytime with questions or any comments, suggestions, anything you want to say. This is kind of important because you guys are going to write a report for the signature assignment. So you need to pay attention to plagiarism. Do not just copy and paste other people's work, right? Now, if you want to withdraw from this class, the last day to withdraw from the course is February 18th. But before you withdraw, make sure you contact the college, for example, registrar, to make sure what will happen to your financial aid, what will happen to your refund, because I don't think you will get a refund and you may have to pay the school back if the class is covered by financial aid. So make sure you are very clear on the financial implications of withdrawal from this class. All right, now this is a very important information. This is the semester schedule. So you can see the topics are listed a week, right? So for week 1, this is going to be Monday to Sunday, so January 11th to 17th. The BioBeyond is Unit 1, and you are going to complete the first 3 lessons in Unit 1. So these 3 lessons will be due on Sunday, January 17th at 11 p.m. 11 p.m. I know we are more used to kind of midnight, like 11:59 p.m., but in Blackboard, for some reason, they did not provide that option. So the latest time that we could select is 11 p.m. All right, so make sure you know this is 11 and not midnight. And the last 2 columns are about the lab activities. So for this week, first week, you're gonna go over virtual lab tutorial, right? And then the 2 topics in lab safety. So make sure you go through those virtual labs. Remember, each virtual lab is worth of 20 points. So you have to go through them. And when you're done, come here, do the quiz. The quiz is 100 points. And you have 2 attempts at each quiz. So you will have a second chance to improve your quiz score. So again, 2 attempts for a quiz, and the quiz is open book, right? You can use any resource to help you answer the questions. All right, so that's the setup for the schedule table. Any questions?
So are the lab quizzes going to be on Connect?
Correct. Yes,
Okay.
You complete that through Connect. When you click on the quiz link, it will take you to Connect website where you answer questions.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. And I put the presentations in the lab column, in the weekly lab column, so you can see the text is in red. So this is, so for example, in week 7, we're gonna complete the second presentation, right? So it's gonna be due on February 28th, right? Sunday at 11 p.m. And for some BioBeyond units, they're not really kind of designed very well, and I don't think they're good for learning. So I'm going to replace some of the BioBeyond units, and to be exact, 2 units with add puzzle assignments. So that's why I have add puzzle assignments over here. So for Unit 2, World Biodiversity, and Unit 5, Into the Cell, you are not going to complete BioBeyond lessons. Instead, you are going to complete my add puzzle assignments. All right, so this is just a heads up. Once we get to week 7 and week 2, I will give you detailed instructions as to how to complete add puzzle assignments. Okay, questions, comments, concerns? I'm sure everybody's happy that for this class we don't have any exams, right, or quizzes. There are some lab quizzes, but they're online, and then they're open book.
Yeah, at first it seemed like a lot of work, but now it seems like not as bad. So
Yeah.
Not as bad. Yeah, that's good. But I need to give you guys a heads up. Some of the questions in BioBeyond are a little bit tricky. So when you get to BioBeyond, if you are kind of struggling with a question, you tried all kinds of answers and it still didn't work, please let me know and I can help you with that. When you email me about the question, it will be very helpful if you can take a screenshot of the page and send that screenshot to me. And let me know which lesson it is. So all that information will help me locate the material quickly and then figure out, why your answer is not correct.
does BioBeyond allow for like multiple attempts, or is it just like one?
That's another very good question. Strangely, some of the questions in BioBeyond, and we have no control over that, and they don't tell us, which question can only be answered once to get full credit. So some questions in some units have a penalty for submitting answers multiple times. So for example, the first time you put in a wrong answer, right? It's going to ask you to do it again without telling you that it's taking like half a point or 1 point off. So when you're done with the lesson, you will see somehow you lost a few points without knowing it. And that's because it takes you multiple attempts to answer a question correctly. But again, the most annoying part is that it doesn't tell you that, there will be a penalty for multiple attempts. And there is no way for us to figure out that information either. It's not labeled anywhere on BioBeyond. It's just kind of, yeah, I contact them, but doesn't seem like this will be fixed soon or
In the
adjusted.
beginning of the BioBeyond thing, it like tells you how each point, how each like question is sort of graded. Like it'll say like 10 points for these types of questions, 5 points for these types of questions, and then it tells you when it's going to take off points. So if you like go through that thing, it should tell you.
No, that would be ideal. Unfortunately, it doesn't give you that information. Yeah, Camila, I wish you could be their designer, because that information would be very helpful.
Oh no,
I
was saying it does. It does do that. Right in the,
it does?
It has this introduction thing for on our side. It's called A Course Like No Other. And when you go through it, it tells you the point system.
Oh, interesting. Because
Yeah.
most of the students have told me that they couldn't figure out why they lost the point, or when they, the multiple attempts will be subject to a penalty. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
I don't know if it tells you like while you're doing it, so you like remember, but in the beginning, it kind of tells you just a little brief.
Okay. So yeah, thank you for that information. So I guess it's important to watch the first lesson called A Course Like No Others, because that will give you the information about how the grading takes place.
Okay, thank you, both of you.
Yeah. Camila, have you done BioBeyond before? Is that why you know?
No, I just looked at it this morning before I came here, and so I was like, okay, I was going through what I needed to do and stuff, and so I just figured that out.
Okay. That's nice. Nice. Yeah. Thank you for, starting things early and then chiming in. Okay. Now, guys, how about you do something for me? Can you go to Blackboard and then click on that BioBeyond link? I want to make sure everybody can access the material. Okay. So I will stay here. And then once you are able to get in BioBeyond, let me know.